What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. Thank you for joining the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. You guys know we always keep it up on a loop, and I'm always highlighting some of the best businesses all around, especially in Metro Atlanta. Now, this restaurant that I'm about to introduce to you all is in the heart of Buckhead. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Del Frisco Grille. I've got the general manager, Michael Clark. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Ash. Thanks so much for asking.
Ah, awesome sauce. All right, Mike, so let everyone know, where are you from? Where do you represent?
So, home for me is a little town called Linden, New Jersey, which is a long, long way away, but that's where the whole thing started way back in the day. But my wife and I started in Jersey, moved to Rhode Island, and we've been down here in the Atlanta metro area for 13 years this month.
All right.
So we love the Atlanta metro, and we've made this our home. And though we've been asked many times to relocate to other cities, we keep telling them no. This is where our heart is.
Awesome sauce. All right, so let's talk about Del Frisco's Grille. Where does the story begin for this company?
So we began in Dallas, Texas. We're based out of South Lake, Texas. We have a Big Brother restaurant called the Double Eagle Steakhouse, which was an iconic and still an iconic restaurant in Dallas. We have 13 of the Double Eagle Steakhouses around the country, and we have 25 of its little brother restaurants, Del Frisco's Grille, around the country. Of course, one of them located in Atlanta, Georgia. We still carry all the prime steaks that the big restaurant carries, and the same remarkable hospitality, and try to meticulously execute just like they do. And we're definitely renowned for what we call feeding. It's an acronym for far exceeding expectation daily. So we're looking to exceed expectations with our internal guests, the people that work with us and for us, with guests that come in and dine with us, and then the community at large.
Okay. So where did your connection with the company come into play?
My connection with the company came into play when I met the former CEO of the company at another restaurant I was working at called Chops, big steakhouse here in Atlanta. They were dining, some of the board members and him were dining in our restaurant, unbeknownst to me, and they were dining in our bar area, and they unbelievably were having bad service from one of our other bartenders who's been a bartender forever, and my manager asked me to take over the table, and I took it over and turned it around, and during the conversations during their meal, I let them know I was running in the New York City Marathon to benefit wounded Marines. And at the end of the thing, guy hands me a card and says, "Hey, I'm Mark Manansky, CEO of Del Frisco's Restaurant Group. I'd like for you and your family to come dine with me at my restaurant after you're done running the marathon as my contribution to what you're doing for our wounded Marines." 3 years later, I got a phone call from one of his regional managers saying, what did he have to do to get me to leave Chops and to come work for them at Del Frisco's Grille.
Awesome sauce. So they scooped you up.
Yeah, they sure did. It was very fortuitous.
Yes, I'm sure absolutely needed to be, And so they, they're taking care of business, always taking care of business. So this summer, as we are in the heels, it feels like we're in summer, even though I know technically we're not there quite yet. We're in the heels of summer now, Mike. What can people expect this summer, the menu? What can they be looking forward to?
Well, this summer we have a two-story patio. Actually, we have two patios, one on the lower level, one on the upper level. And especially in the after, 3, 4 o'clock on, when the sun is on the other side of the building, the patio is the spot to be. You're looking at all the cars. It's just a good vibe out there. It's a real high ceiling, real comfy booths, and some large fans overhead. It's just a really good, fun vibe. So, this time of year, everybody wants to be out on the patio.
Yeah.
Of course, we have 4th of July coming up on our calendar, and that's always a big night for us. Everybody's going to the fireworks display across the way at Macy's. So everybody wants to come out and hang out at Del Frisco's and then run across the street to watch the fireworks with their family. We definitely feature many of the lighter items during the summertime months. People are dining on fresh salmon and sole and Hawaiian tuna. Those items really spike in the summertime. A lot of our fresh salads, like our steakhouse salad, very very popular. Our tuna tacos. Whereas in the winter months, people are really into meatloaf and our hickory smoked house smoked pork chops, and we feature prime steaks. So prime steaks are a hit all year round, but seafood especially just seems like it's this time of year. It's what's on people's mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it because I'm vegetarian, so I was happy to hear that you have those options for us, Mike.
Absolutely.
So,
and we have a big day coming up here in a couple weeks. I think 13 days away is Father's Day.
Yeah.
So that's a huge day for us here. The dads love themselves a big old ribeye or strip steak or big old filet, and we have a special steak just for Father's Day this year, which is a bone-in Kansas City strip, which is a 18-ounce bone-in dry-aged steak that any dad would just love to sink their teeth into. So that we're expecting an awesome Father's Day this year.
Okay, looking forward to that. So, is there a signature drink? Is there a drink that everyone has to get when they come to visit? Is there a signature drink? What is it?
That's a great question. So our signature drink is called the VIP, and it's fresh Hawaiian pineapple. We chop it up and soak it for 2 weeks. Marinate with clementine vodka. Mother Nature steps in and does her work, and we hand squeeze what's in that jar, and what we get out of it is a delicious nectar minus all of the pulp of the pineapple. And it's as we say, it's like a vacation in a glass. And very few people, after ordering one, can stop at one. It's definitely a 2 or more cocktail, and they seem to go down really, really easy. Every year we do a big party for the NFL, and we get all kinds of NFL players that come in. And for that date, we call it the MVP when they come in, because that's more up their alley.
Yeah. Now that sounds delicious. Like, I honestly wish that you guys were like across the street right now. And I could just, hop, skip, and jump myself over there and get the VIP. So
it's delicious.
Okay. Oh, I have to put that on my list when I get out there to hang with you guys. I definitely got to put that on my list of things to jump into.
Most definitely.
Alrighty. So, Mike, what promotions are you guys opening? Are you guys offering this summer for new patrons?
For our patrons, so we do a daily dish. Right now, we feature some delicious ribs on Thursday nights, or Thursday all day, excuse me. So they're seasoned with a nice rub, slow cooked, lathered with some delicious barbecue sauce, served with hot steamy fries. They're fork tender, fall apart, delicious ribs. Monday night we have what is my favorite daily feature, which is our shrimp and grits. 5 succulent sweet Georgia shrimp over some creamy cheese grits with a Cajun lobster sauce on top with diced red and yellow peppers, and then there's some delicious crispy bacon on top, which for you, of course, we would leave off. On the weekends, for feature, we've got a delicious prime rib. It's actual, real prime, slow cooked overnight, and that's definitely one of the popular things we have all week is that prime rib.
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, with summer underway, as far as the big July 4th party that's going to be going on, no, that's going to be just a festival within itself. Do you guys have any other big events or anything that we could possibly talk about or announce today on the show?
That's a great question. I wish we could come up with something for you, Ash, but unfortunately, I can't.
Tricky.
Trying to think the summer. I guess Labor Day is the next big thing that we have. Every Friday and Saturday here is a event in and of itself. Our place is a seen and be seen type of place. So, any night you come in here, you might have Kevin Hart here one night, you might have Drake here, you might have John Cena here, any one of the Atlanta Hawks, you could have Freddie Freeman in here. You just never know when you walk in the door, who's going to be in the restaurant. Really, it's definitely, it's a very popular place with a lot of celebrities. Ashton Kutcher's in town right now doing some filming, and they seem to frequent our restaurant when they're making the rounds, which we really, really appreciate.
That's good to know. Good to know. For all those people, all those traveling tourists that are coming to the A-Town, they need to definitely touch down with you guys. You never know who you may see. You never know.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, Mike. So with all your experience and everything that you've gone through as far as, moving your family across and, implanting, essentially becoming an AT alien right here with us and jumping into this gig, what advice would you offer to any person that is making that decision? They're making that decision to either make that leap of faith or not.
About coming to the ATL?
About anything, just in life, and anything anything that they're being presented right now.
Gotcha. So the thing, that I found was when you're generally presented with a opportunity that seems, maybe a little bit outside of what you're doing right now, you're generally going to hear detractors. So when opportunity presents itself, and especially if it's an unsure thing, somebody comes along and they're like, "Hey, this opportunity is here. This is the what chance you have to go to this place. It's not promised to you. It's going to take effort and all that kind of stuff. There's going to be people who will come and they're just going to discourage you, and you're going to have the decision to make to either to listen to the discouragement of people that aren't willing to make or take that kind of chance themselves, or whether you're going to listen to the voice inside you that tells you, I can do this. I'm going to give it my best best effort, and if I give it my best effort, and I am who I am, why wouldn't I succeed?
Absolutely.
So, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have times where you feel like, man, I can't imagine this thing is actually going to succeed, and I'm actually going to get there. But if you stick to it, if you persevere, if you remain the hardest working person in the bunch, eventually the cream rises to the top. And if you can just be the person that sticks in there the longest, generally that person is the one that has the breakthrough. When I was a couple years ago, before my grandfather passed away, and my uncle was going through a tough time, and asked my grandfather at the time, I think was about 86 years old, Pop, if you had one piece of advice for me after having survived World War II, after having raised 5 children, have worked 3 jobs overnight, what's the advice you can give me to get through this really difficult time that I'm going through right now? My grandfather sat there for a long time, and his final words were, never give up. Of all of his experience in life, of everything that he had accomplished, he said, you never know how close you are to your breakthrough. And I think that's absolutely right. People oftentimes give up right before the moment where they could have had their breakthrough. And you got to stick out. If you make a decision, you make a commitment, you got to stick with it.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better myself, Mike. Thank you so very much. Wow. Wise words, never give up. Absolutely. Mike, let everyone know how they can get in contact with you guys, how they can follow you, websites, all that good stuff.
Okay, so our store address here, Del Frisco's Grille, Atlanta, 3376 Peachtree Road, Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30326. You can find us at delfriscosgrill.com/Atlanta. You can find us at Twitter at DFGrill Atlanta, and then I think that's right. Our phone number here at the restaurant is 404-537-2828, and you can call and ask for me any day of the week. I'm here most of those days, so be happy to answer anybody's questions. And of course, I'd want to know that they heard about our restaurant from your show, so that way when they came in, I could do something special for them, whether it was send out a VIP or an egg roll or one of our signature appetizers for thanks for having tuned in to listen to you.
Absolutely. That works. All right. Thank you so much, Mike, and much more success to you. I will see you soon. I'm coming out there for that VIP because that sounds really tasty, and I'm just like salivating right now. I need that in my life.
Well, thanks so much for having me on, Ash. I really appreciate it.
No problem, Mike. And thank you guys for tuning into the show. Of course, as I've been talking about before, and some people had it in question and were wondering, is Ash just, exaggerating points and stats? No, I really have over 250,000 listens worldwide, and that is incredible. From a show that people told me not to do, it wasn't going to go anywhere, that's stupid, no one's going to listen to the show. Well, the world would beg to differ. Beg to differ on that one, but I appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, it's cool, it's fun, but real life is so much better. I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.